Hi kids, my name is Teacher Brian. Welcome to our virtual classroom. Hello kids, my name is Teacher Brian and welcome to our virtual classroom. How are you today? I'm sure you're doing great. Can everybody follow me? Let's inhale. Exhale. You can inhale with your nose and exhale with your mouth. Let's try that. Inhale. Exhale. You can close your eyes or open your eyes, it's up to you. Now this time, let's inhale with our nose and exhale with our nose. Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. Now, do you know what happens when we inhale and when we exhale? That's what we will learn today. So grab your Reading for Comprehension book, that's the red book, and we will read something about that. Are you ready? I'm sure you are. Let's go. So today we're reading, How Do People Breathe? How do you breathe? But before that, let's go over some important vocabulary. First, oxygen. Oxygen. I'm sure you know it, or that's O2, the clean air. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Oh, it's CO2. And that's the air that we exhale. Sack. Sack. Like a bag or pouch. Just like this one. And just like this one, a small bag or pouch. Or this one, the air sac in our lungs. Sponge. Sponge. It's soft and it absorbs liquid. Soft substance which absorbs liquid. So, like this one. Where can you see this? Right, it's the sponge we use to wash our plates in the kitchen. What else do we have? So we have here breathe and breath. Everybody, let's read. Breathe. Breathe. So it's a verb. It also comes in breathes, breathing, or breathe, past tense. Example, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Or, fish can breathe underwater. So to breathe is to inhale CO2 and exhale CO2. All right, next one is breath. Breath. This one is a noun. So it's the air. For example, your breath stinks. Go brush your teeth. Or, how long can you hold your breath underwater? One minute, 2 minutes, breath. Breath. Okay, good. So again, if we use it as a verb, then we say breathe. As a noun, it's breath. So what's the air? That's breath. Next one, get rid of. get rid of. So it's a phrase meaning to take action to be free of something. Like, for example, here we have Batman. Hurry, get rid of that bomb. So take action to be free of something, he should throw it away. Another one is tube. Tube. It's a noun, which means a long, hollow cylinder for transporting gas or liquid. Is drinking straw a tube? What do you think? So this is an example of a tube. But how about YouTube? All right, so moving on to our next vocab. Blood. Blood. Red liquid in the body. So just prick any part of your body and I'm sure that blood will I'm sure you will see blood. But don't do that. Next one. Germs. Germs. So germs are microorganisms that can make you sick. It can be a virus like COVID or bacteria that can make you poo-poo 10 times a day. Germs. So number one rule to keep us safe from germs is to wash our hands and to wear face masks to keep us protected from germs that we can contact by touching or germs that are in the air. Okay, so we've learned how many? 10 words for this story. Let's read them again. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, sack, sponge, breathe, breath, get rid, tube, blood, germs. Very nice. This time, I want you to make one sentence for each of the words here. Write them in your notebook, and you can use them in any style that you like. Just like my example sentences before, like, oh, I can't breathe. Or a narrative one saying that
2,000 years later.
I am afraid to see blood because it makes me faint. 10 minutes? I'm sure you can do it.
2,000 years later.
10 minutes is over. You had very good sentences right there. Very nice. So now I think you're ready to read the story. So first, you can read it by yourself and I'll give you 10 minutes. You can see the vocabulary that we just learned today in the book, and that will make it easier for you to understand the story. So read with your eyes and read by yourself, and after that we will read it together. Okay? So 10 minutes is on. Done? How much did you understand what you've just read? Don't worry, we will read it again together. Are you ready? Let's go. How do people breathe? Most of the time, you don't think about breathing, right? We just breathe. So air moves in and out of your lungs 15 to 25 times every minute. Can you imagine that? So how many times does air move in and out of your lungs? 15 to 20 times. But why do you breathe? Why do you breathe? Of course, so we can be alive. That's the main reason. And for our body to have the oxygen that it needs. And what happens in your body when you breathe? This is what we will learn. People breathe to take in good air and get rid of bad air. So you remember the meaning of get rid? You don't want it, you don't like it, you don't want to use it, you want to throw it away. So we get rid of bad air. Which kind of air do you think is good air? O2 or CO2? And which air is the bad air? O2 or CO2? We will learn that as we go along. All the cells in the human body need a gas called oxygen. And cells need to get rid of a gas called carbon dioxide. So, which one is the good air? Right, oxygen. And which one is the bad air? Carbon dioxide. Very good. How does this happen? Air enters your nose and mouth. Well, sometimes we breathe with our mouth, right? It goes down a tube called trachea into two tubes. So one tube goes into each lung. So two tubes, one tube here, one tube here. Because we have how many lungs? 2 lungs. Your lungs are 2 sacs that act like sponges. And inside each lung, the tubes divide into smaller tubes. Alright? So just like here in the picture, we inhale. Oxygen gets into our nose, down to our trachea, and to the 2 tubes for 2 lungs. Toot toot, of course. And then, after it processes the air, it gets rid of the bad air. That's why we exhale it out. That is the CO2. Moving on. At the end of the tubes are millions of tiny sacs called alveoli. Oh, that's millions of tiny sacs just like that. This is where your blood receives good air and unloads bad air. The air you breathe is not always clean. Just like with this chicken here. Sticky areas of your nose, trachea, and lungs trap dirt and germs. Remember when the air in Chiang Mai was so bad? And every time we go home in the afternoon, our nose becomes so dirty, right? So that's because of the bad, dirty air that we inhale. But your lungs have little hairs called cilia. Look at that. So these are the cilia, the little hair in our lungs. They act like tiny brooms to push the dirt and germs out of our lungs. So what acts like tiny brooms? Exactly. So the cilia. And what does the cilia do? Push the dirt and germs out of the lungs. So that ends our story. I have a few questions for you to check if you understood everything. Are you ready to answer? Let's go. The air people breathe moves in and out of the lungs 2 times per minute. Oh, I remember it. Right, B, 15 to 25 times. Which word in paragraph 3 means come in? Come in or enter. Very good. After air goes down your trachea, the air next enters. So nose, trachea. After that, remember the two tubes. Very good. Which connects it to the 2 lungs. And finally, the article does not say, but you can decide that cilia, remember cilia, the tiny brooms? Yes. Help people stay healthy. Why? because they clean the lungs. So it keeps people healthy. Very good job. So, think of the time when you had trouble breathing. Trouble breathing, or if you had a problem breathing, you couldn't breathe. When was that time? Can you remember? And what helped you breathe better? So maybe that time when your friend was chasing you, you were playing, or you were hiding from someone, that you had to run very fast, just like SpongeBob here. Maybe he was running fast away from Patrick. Who knows? Or, well, you got sick. Yeah, sometimes if we get sick, we need oxygen. Or we heard a very funny joke, and because because it was too funny, we couldn't breathe. Yeah. Or after exercise, like running, playing sports. So, which of this time did you have trouble breathing? Share it with us here. Okay, so after knowing that, what helped you breathe better? So for me, if I swim, my gosh, it after like swimming 2 laps, it's so difficult to breathe. So what helps me breathe better? I get out of the pool, sit straight, and just inhale normally. And then, no, deep inhales and exhales, and just do it for a few seconds until I feel better. Yeah, so our body will just adjust. So after this lesson, we hope that you get to learn new vocabulary which you can use in your daily conversations in English, and improved your reading for comprehension skills, meaning you can understand sentences and reading better. And number 3, we hope that the lesson has enhanced your knowledge about breathing. And imagine you learned it in English. Isn't that great? Thank you so much for joining our class today, and hope to see you again in our next class. My name is Teacher Bry. See you later. Goodbye.